It's Monday, the 2nd of December 2024. Welcome to the Fast 5 Business News by Fear and Greed, where we give you the top 5 business stories you need to know in just 5 minutes. I'm Michael Thompson, and good morning, Sean Aylmer.
Good morning, Michael.
Sean, 5 stories, 5 minutes. Let's go. Story number 1's a big one. The house price boom is over, with prices across the country flat for the month of November. It is the weakest Australia-wide result, Sean, since January last year.
And November's all important because it is the end of the spring selling season, peak season. CoreLogic figures show prices were actually up 0.1% across the country, 22 months of rises, but that's probably it. The downturn is gathering speed. A big reason why, because capital city listings are much higher, 16% more than 3 months ago. Melbourne was down last month. It's down for the year. Sydney was down last month. It's actually up for the year, but it has certainly peaked. The other capital city to go backwards last month was Hobart. Canberra's gone back for the 12 months. The best of the best, Perth, up more than 1% last month, 21% for the year. Interestingly, regions have tended to be stronger, with the regional index up more than 1% last month.
So broadly, Sean, the housing market looks to be heading into 2025 not looking so good, at least relative to the performance of, say, the last couple of years.
And that was demonstrated by the weekend's auctions, the last of the spring selling season, with the national preliminary clearance rate falling to 63.4%. That is the lowest of the year. Sydney came in at 65%, low for that city. Melbourne, 64%. Brisbane, Adelaide, ACT, all down on their regular numbers. What's happening at the moment? We have more listings. We have core inflation holding up. The chance of a rate cut anytime in the next 6 months seems slim. In fact, ANZ, AMP and Bank of Queensland joined Westpac and National Australia Bank on Friday, saying that the earliest there'll be a rate cut is May. You put all that together, not a lot of demand, not a lot of heat, at least in the housing market.
Sean, story number 2. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has indicated the next federal election will be later rather than sooner, suggesting an April or May poll.
The Prime Minister said Australians would have a bit of time before the polls. An election must be held by 17 May. At the moment, Parliament is scheduled for 2 weeks in February. The budget's due to be delivered on the 25th of March. Yesterday, Mr Albanese told the ABC's Insiders program that he intended to go ahead with both those things. He was also asked about the social media ban for under 16-year-olds, legislation that passed last week. He said he's prepared to talk to anyone about the ban and its implementation, including ex-owner Elon Musk. He added that Mr Musk had an agenda and was entitled to push it. He also defended Labor's handling of the economy, saying inflation and interest rates were higher earlier in other countries, suggesting that it's not surprising that Australian rates are taking longer to drop.
Story number 3. The competition watchdog has given interim approval for Virgin Australia to partner with Qatar Airways, opening the way for the local carrier to start selling long-haul flights. Sean, this sounds an awful lot like good news for travellers.
Yeah, competition pushes prices lower. Tickets will go on sale by Christmas, and Virgin will operate 7 flights a week to Doha using Qatar's planes, crews and pilots. The two carriers have agreed to court enforceable undertakings to protect customers. The competition watchdog said the benefits of the tie-up include increased choice for passengers and about $3 billion in economic benefits to Australia over the next 5 years.
Story number 4, there's been a significant jump in COVID-19 hospitalisations and infections across the country, and health authorities are urging caution now ahead of Christmas festivities.
The number of people hospitalised with the virus in Victoria increased by 59% between October and November, the state's latest COVID-19 surveillance report says. The number of cases notified to the department has also increased by 44%, according to a story on AAP. COVID-19 infections have also increased in Western Australia after 3 months of relatively low and stable figures, according to that state's health department. Now, New South Wales and Queensland have experienced slight increases to reported infections, but their overall numbers of COVID cases remains low. The Federal Department of Health and Aged Care vaccination rates were down for all states and territories in the November reporting period. A bit of a worry because, of course, we're heading into Christmas. Lots of families get together, particularly with older people, and we just hope that we don't see a jump in COVID cases.
Yeah, indeed. Last one, story number 5. Donald Trump has demanded that BRICS nations, that's Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, plus also Iran, Egypt, Ethiopia and the UAE, He's demanded that they not create a currency to replace the US dollar, threatening to impose 100% tariffs on their imports if they try it.
The group of emerging economies have a stated purpose of building up an international finance system that is less dependent on the US and the European Union. The US dollar is the overwhelming currency of choice for international trading, but BRICS nations, particularly Russia, have been pushing to find an alternate. Mr. Trump's threat against the BRICS came as part of a flurry of trade-related demands issued by the incoming president from his Truth social media account over the recent few days. Mr. Trump also dined with Canadian President Justin Trudeau over the weekend. He said the latter had committed to working to address illegal border crossings and fentanyl smuggling. That's a condition of the US not imposing 25% tariffs on Canada.
All right, there we go. The top 5 business stories in 5 minutes. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Michael.
It is Monday, the 2nd of December, 2024. Remember to hit follow on the podcast. And if 5 minutes isn't enough, you can find our longer daily show called Fear and Greed, wherever you listen to podcasts. I'm Michael Thompson, and that was the Fast 5 Business News by Fear and Greed. Have a great day.